Good evening. Hi, warriors. I'm just checking in with you, giving you an update from my last video of my second monthly injection on the 15th. So far, so good. A little tired. And of course, that could be just from my MS symptoms too, not necessarily just from the Kesimpta. So everything's going pretty smooth. The nausea kind of subsided. I was having nausea and a little bit more so after the injection. That's really about it this time. Besides a little tired. Today I'm a little tired, but that's MS. And I did say after the injection, I was gonna focus a little bit on my symptoms, so you guys know how the MS affects me and how the DMT makes my situation better. So, like most of us, suffer with the tingling and the numbness. As of about the last 3 months, my legs have been experiencing that a little bit more frequently. And believing me, like a lot of people say, and I've read, it is so irritating. It's just the tingling, the irritation. I can't sleep. On top of RLS. Yeah, it's horrible. I don't have it in my arms or my hands, just my legs. And from about my ankle, about 4 inches up, it feels like it wants to cramp up. Yeah, and then the next day my legs feel sore. So that has been doing a job on me. So that I'm not too happy about. That's kind of new for me. When I first was diagnosed and had a bad relapse, around my ankle above a little bit, it just started cramping really, really bad. And that wasn't fun. But so I suffer from that. I have this one spot down my spine, and the pain lingers over to the right. I had that for quite some time, and that part of my back usually hurts on a daily, and that I'm feeling lately is hurting a little more. And my lower back, since Kesimpta, they do say, and I've read that you get backaches, some people more so than others. Well, my lower back has been hurting off and on since Kesimpta. The other day it was hurting pretty good, so I had to take care of that. But the lower back, I stutter sometimes talking, loss of words a little bit. Takes me a couple of seconds sometimes to finish a sentence or start talking the words that I want to say. Sometimes I have a problem. I can see them in my mind, but projecting them sometimes takes a second, and I'm like, okay, anytime now, spit those words out. So I know other people have that same problem too. So you're not alone. I have a lot of MS symptoms. I have the burning sensation on my skin, on my left side. My left side is a lot weaker than my right. I do little things when I can to strengthen that left side because it's really weak sometimes. Some days more so than others. If I'm in a flare or not feeling too good, that affects my strength big time. So, and with my left side already being compromised, it affects it even more. So that's an issue too. I do have all the health aids at my disposal here at home and use them. I do what I can daily to keep my muscles going, moving. So that's important to keep for me. I don't know if everyone can move like I can, or worse some days, better than others. Our stories are unique and different in a lot of ways. But as far as my life, my daily on MS, that's what I'm here to share and be of support and to compare, you know. Um, let's see. Since the Kesimpta, right at the crease of my fingers, my toes are real sore. Feel like even when I walk and I bend, it feels like I've done something to those joints right across there, you know. And um, that's new. That's since that is since Kesimpta. So, and I notice getting up, if I'm sitting down for quite some time, I go to get up, both my knees. My left knee hurts periodically a lot. It'll hurt for a couple of months, and then it seems like it gets kind of better. It does look a little bigger than my right side, but my left side is affected in all different kind of ways from the MS, and that was since the very first diagnosis and relapse. So my left side didn't come back, even though I went to physical therapy and stuff like that. It didn't come back 100%. It came back a lot, considering how it was. Actually, I had a claw, like when the relapse, my hand kind of froze when I had a relapse, and they diagnosed me at that same time after clearing the stroke and all that stuff. So that was scary. And so this left side was affected greatly. Let's see what else. I have a lot of symptoms, actually. I have the swelling across there. I did show you guys that before in the previous video. My neuro thinks it's fibromyalgia. I don't think so. I don't see anybody swelling like this with fibromyalgia. So, but my tailbone, I can't sit long on something, even if it's soft, something with the nerves around my tailbone act up. Talking, sometimes my words are jumbled. I'm tired a lot. I don't experience cog fog or anything, or vertigo. Every now and then I'll get feel dizzy real quick, but that it goes away. So I'm fortunate for that. I see a lot of MSers who suffer from vertigo, and I feel for you. With all that, always speak to your doctor, because there is help out there for vertigo and things like that. Even with the muscle twitches, the muscle aches. I get that. I'm nauseous a lot, even before the Kesimpta, even before I was put on any DMT, the MS. I was always nauseous prior, and that's a symptom of, one of the symptoms with MS is nausea. The signal sometimes for me to tell my arms and legs to coordinate with one another, and the strength is bad. Sometimes I drop stuff. I can't be too much in the kitchen around hot pots and stuff, because I burn myself. I don't know if you guys could see, but I have a few scars from bumping my arms. So yeah, I got to be real careful in the kitchen. And I love to cook. So much have changed since MS. And warriors, you're not alone. Everybody has their unique story, and we suffer in so many ways, alike and not alike. So just know you are not alone, and I'm always here for conversation, and like I said, for share and compare and support. That's what my videos are about, and the progress with the Kesimpta. Kesimpta is new, fairly new, last year, end of last year. Not a lot of data as far as I know and what I've looked up on Kesimpta. Enough, of course, to get past FDA and get on the market. You know, CDC, all the good guys passed all that. But as far as persons progress on the Kesimpta, I don't see that. When I was looking to get on the Kesimpta, I didn't see not one video of a live, a person on Kesimpta posting their journey. Once I got on YouTube, I see two other females posting, their journey on Kesimpta. Um, so hopingly, there will be more. So that way, persons who are looking to get information and speak with someone who's literally experienced Kesimpta and compare that their progression on on the positive side with the Kesimpta is working for them, or if it is not, it's always best. That's I turned to YouTube looking when I started researching Kesimpta first, is to see, what other people had to say about it, not just what the trials showed. I wanted someone like me, to tell me, hey, this is what I went through. Even though you may not be affected like someone else, but you may. So it's just more comforting to know, to hear, what someone else's story is. So anything that I can share with my audience, with my MS community, I'm more than happy to. I was on 3 other DMTs prior. When I was diagnosed in 2017, I was on Copaxone for 3 years. My sites got depleted and I had a bad reaction, so I got off it. And then Aubagio made me really sick, got off it. Tecfidera, I felt like I was being poisoned. I didn't do well on Tecfidera either, got off of it, and was given the Kesimpta to research, and my neuro's pretty good. He told me, what would be best for me, and it was, a variety of DMTs. And I said, well, let me research them and I will make the choice on which one, that is best for me. And so that's exactly what happened. So it took me a couple weeks, of course, and then the testing. And then I was put on Kesimpta. I should have got on Kesimpta mid last year, around August, at the end, the last quarter of the year, because I wasn't on any DMT and I had a relapse, and that's when it showed I had new lesions. I hadn't had new lesions in 4 years, but being off of DMT, that's what happened. And I'll never do that again. That was my own personal choice. And I did that because when I got out of, actually I was on a relapse. I got out of the hospital and wasn't feeling good. I felt better without being on a DMT after my trials with Aubagio and Tecfidera. So, and then I was feeling good, I guess, because of the Solu-Medrol. That's what they treat us with when we're in a relapse in the hospital. It's only done by infusion, intravenous, and it's large doses every 24 hours. So when I got out of the hospital, I felt good. And I was like, hey, let me see, how long will this last? Do I even need to be on a DMT? Plus, being with the COVID, I was leery about suppressing my immune system with this new medication, Kesimpta, with, the cases being so high at that point. So I was like, there was 2 reasons why I opted not to jump on a DMT right away. So I wasn't for 8 months, and everything was going good until one day, bam, new symptoms across my face here, my mouth, my lips were numb, and that brought back memories. That brought back when I first was diagnosed, when I had a relapse, when I didn't know it was a relapse. That's when I found out that I had MS. So a couple days into it, I felt okay though. I didn't feel ill or anything. A couple days into it, then I realized, the symptoms were getting more. I better go into the ER, call my doctor. They wanted me to go in, and sure enough, that's when they found new lesions. That's when I said, you know what? I can't be without a DMT. So that's when my schedule with Kesimpta started. And then I landed April. So from April on until now, I've started, the Kesimpta and that journey. So far, so good. I will be taking my third monthly dose on the 15th of August. So just hoping this medication, is for me, then it's going to keep my progression down, my symptoms at bay. I have noticed that it has helped with the feeling of the overwhelming fatigue feeling. I still am tired. I still feel too tired, but with the fatigue that I was feeling, it hurt. And it's a funny, it's hard to describe because it's almost like a discomfort and not like a pain, like a headache pain, make it stop. But it was like only thing that would get rid of it is if I went to sleep because I didn't want to feel it anymore, and then when I'd wake up, I knew I would feel better because my body got like had that recouped, the rest. It took a couple hours, but it made that feeling subside. It didn't make me feel rejuvenated, but that ugly, overwhelming exhaustion feeling, went away if I slept a couple hours. I felt wore out when I woke up, and it was mainly in my upper chest area that I felt that overwhelming exhaustion feeling. That is horrible. That really is. That's plaguing for us warriors. It really is. That I told my doctor, a couple weeks back, if you don't put me on something for this fatigue, my life counts on it. That's how bad I was hurting. And I said, it's my life. I need to try something. He doesn't believe in these medicines and da 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 and whatever. I don't think they're going to work. Well, some people say they work. They've had, good positive outcomes, some not, but let me try for myself. Let me see what works for me. If it doesn't, okay, if I want to try something else, hey, it's my health, my life, and the next words, right? So doc, do your job. So, but those things, I live with daily, just like anyone else. Some of you are running marathons and still working, and kudos to you. Great to you. I am one of the ones that cannot do all that anymore, and I wish I could, but I am still walking. On bad flares, I do lose my leg strength, and I have lost the ability to walk a few times, but I've gained it back. I've always gotten it back. So I have to be grateful and thankful for that. And I really am. And I don't take it for granted. I do what I can daily to keep my muscles still moving in my body, my arms, my legs, everything. And to touch bases with the incontinence, I have no problem with my bowels at all. They're still normal, still fine. They work perfectly on their own, that type of thing. I am 55 years old. So with MS, with the bladder issue, I know when I have to use the restroom. I use the restroom just fine. But in between those times, I leak a little bit. If I sneeze too hard, I leak. So that I do exercises for. My doctor told me, just do the Kegel exercises, and that tightens your bladder and tightens everything else and helps you keep everything a little bit tighter in control, when sneezing. Not when coughing or anything, but just leaking, here and there. I don't know that I'm leaking, but I do know when I have to, tinkle, urinate. I still have all those feelings that functions correctly. I don't have to use a catheter or anything. So those are just little things with the MS, with the bladder. So I do suffer from that too. And I'm sure a lot of you also do as well. If you need any help with those supplies, contact your medical insurance and see if you're covered. A lot of times, people are covered and just don't know about it, but they will supply you with those, with those needs. So, along with the MS Association, they do help provide with a lot of things for people with MS. So you could always check there as well. Like with the cooling vest, you may qualify for it for free. I did. So, other than that, I think I'm going to leave you on that note. This is a long video, so I hope you guys have stayed tuned to the very end of it, watched through it. I appreciate your support. And don't forget, please comment, discuss anything MS you'd like to with me, or any advice, or just for support. I am here for you. I am a warrior just like you are. So I'd be more than happy to help out in any way I can. Until then, until next time, guys, like, comment, subscribe, please. Thank you and have a good evening.